Bethany Warren here, and you've joined us for the weekly Our Millwall Fan Show. Enjoy!
Welcome to the 2022-23 series of Millwall No One Likes Us Talkings, our Millwall Fan Show. I'm your host, Eamonn Barclay, and with me, I have the No One Likes Us Talking team of Ted Robinson, Stan Godwin, and Jeff Burnige.
Not everybody likes them, but they don't care.
On Thursday last week, it was with much sadness that we heard of the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. She was aged 96 and was the longest serving monarch ever. I was honoured to meet the Queen in 2004, and she was a most warm and engaging person whose knowledge and understanding was second to none. It's an event that I'll never forget. I know you will all join us in offering our condolences to the royal family. Rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. God save the King. And now we'll talk about Millwall. We look back to that game from Saturday week back when we turned the cards around after 2 defeats by Burnley and Reading, and we played against Cardiff at the Den. What did you think of Saturday's performance, Stan?
From the Millwall point of view, I thought we were excellent. I was really impressed with the styles that we'd signed from Barnsley. I thought we all played well. You know, I mean, it was just a joy to watch the game. I mean, there weren't anyone moaning. We were really playing well, and no, I mean, I thought it was excellent. I mean, you know, I would give everybody in that game that played 9 out of 10 marks, and if we carry on playing like that, then we're just not going to be far off it at the end of the season. I mean, I just thought we were superb in every department. Jeff,
the opposition. What do you think about how they set themselves up for the game?
Well, I think it was vital that we did win that game. We had been on a losing run, but so far it looks like our home form is reasonably good and our away form is disappointing. But we have played the top teams away from home: Burnley, Norwich, Sheffield United. I think time will prove that was a very difficult start to our away programme. So it was vital we won. I think it was a typical championship game. 2 teams trying to cancel each other out, wearing each other down. As the game went on, it looked more and more likely we'd go in front. Shame about Hutchinson's injury, but it brought young Charlie Cresswell into the team, and he repeated his opening day trick of scoring with a great header. Yeah, I was very pleased. It was great that finally a Millwall striker scored a goal right at the end, and what a great goal Benica Fogarty scored.
What a goal it was, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant goal. So, yeah, I was pleased. Went home happy.
Ted, summarise it for us.
It was a good performance. A couple of things stood out for me. I thought Jamie Shackleton looked like he always played at right back, so I think Danny McNamara certainly got his work cut out to get back into the side if they continue to think that Shackleton's the right man at right back. Stiles just looks a quality player to me. But one that I think we haven't mentioned since he came here, but I think Fleming gives us something different. I think he's the sort of player that we've been looking for a while. There was about 3 or 4 times when he played the right ball but just too hard. You see the sort of runs that Benica Fogarty was making all last season but never got a pass for, if you know what I mean. And yeah. I think once he settles right in, Fleming, I think he's going to be a gem for us. So all in all, I think I'm not sure they was 9 out of 10, as Stan said, but they was certainly between 7 and 8 out of 10. And I must admit, though, the highlight of the game, I mean, that was a fantastic goal of Fogarty's at the end, the way he took it, and that showed the quality that Benica Fogarty's got. And it's nice to see Benica Fogarty scoring, because he's beginning to get a little bit of undeserved stick, in my opinion, as Billy Mitchell, who again I thought had an outstanding game in the middle of the park. And again, I think he put to bed some of the people that have been I don't know what it is with Millwall fans. They always seem to want to call for one or two players' heads when they're, but I thought that was good. But the highlight of the game, without a doubt, was when the Millwall fans decided to sing "Stevie, Stevie, what's the score?" when it was 2-0. That made my day, as much as Benik Afobe scoring that wonderful goal at the end. So, sorry, Stevie, but on this occasion, you got your fingers burnt down at the den, and I thought Millwall was deserving 2-0 winners.
Yeah, I couldn't have summed it up better. Wonderful, Ted. Anyhow, we'll take a break there and hear about new fans match a day programme.
Hi, Bethany here. Want a matchday programme? You'll find them with sellers outside the ground by the gates at Zampa Road, Stockholm Road and Senegal Road. They cost £1 and the sellers ask if you can have the right money, as change will be difficult. If you want to get a message, photos of special events, memorials, or just ones for good luck to be included, email smprogram@protonmail.com. That is smprogramme@protonmail.com. It's a great read.
I'm Eamonn Barclay, and with me I have the No One Likes Us talking team of Ted Robinson, Stan Godwin and Jeff Burnige. Don't forget, have your pound coin ready or buy 5 for a fiver. Jeff, you attended the funeral of Bob Pearson. How did this event go? It's never easy, but what was it like?
When Bob passed, he'd been missing from the club for a very long time, he'd been long gone. His family were all at the Den that day. That was the Reading game, to see his photo on the scoreboard and the minutes of applause, and they were very moved by the fact that Millwall fans just remembered what Bob had done. So much so that when the announcer was trying to tell the fans what Bob had achieved, he didn't have to bother, because as soon as they heard his name, the applause broke out. That was very moving. On Wednesday, all I can tell you is that the number of former players that were at that funeral was amazing. Something of the order of 30, including people like Teddy Sheringham, Jimmy Carter, Brian Horn, like Stephen Torpey that came through the youth and moved on, Les Briley, many people that had come through Bob's hands as the Millwall supremo that he was. It was a very happy occasion indeed. The weather held up, and once again his family were thrilled with how it went.
That's great. Great to hear that, Jeff. Thanks for that. Our first guest tonight was a Lewisham-born player who started his playing career with non-league Cobham and then Epsom and Ewell before joining the Lions. And before joining the Lions, he played at Wembley in the first FA Vase final. Though not the first black player at Millwall, he and his Epsom and Ewell teammate were the first black players to make an impact at the Den. Both signed in 1975. They were signed live on the Today programme, which seems quite incredible when you think about it, and became an immediate success. From 1975 to 1979, he repeatedly demonstrated his ability to slip through the most resolute of defences, notching up 26 goals in 115 appearances. Yes, it's the amiable and much-loved legend who has been a constant visitor to South East 16 for many years since hanging up his boots. One of the footballing stylistics, as he was termed. I hear you say, Trevor Lee, and I say, welcome.
All right,
Hello, Trevor. Hi.
Hey, Trevor.
Hi, how you doing? How you doing?
We're
Doing
good. How
all
are you
right.
after that introduction?
Overwhelmed.
I'm always happier that is the case and you're not underwhelmed. Before I let you off to the panel, Trevor, we were all saddened to hear of the passing of your good friend, Phil Walker, who was your teammate at both Epsom and Ewell and Millwall. I know you attended the memorial event at Wimbledon Park last Saturday, which was organised by Phil's daughter, Tamara. How did that go?
It went very well, actually. good turnout, and it was lovely to see Jeff there as well. It's his son Bo is going to take over. He's organising a lot of it, and doing the coaching, and his sister Tamara, she runs everything.
She's
Promotions,
magic.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It was mainly kids that were there that went to the coaching school, wasn't it?
Correct, yeah, and obviously their parents as well.
Yeah.
So it was a good turnout, very good turnout.
And Jeff got there on time, so that's a bonus. Anyway, and I'm glad it all went off well from what I've heard. Thanks for that, Trevor.
No problem.
Bonus, that was more like a first, wasn't it, Trev? Jeff being there on time. Anyway, we won't dwell on that. Hello, Trev. It's Ted here, mate.
Right, Ted.
All right, mate. Coming to Millwall from Epsom and Newell was a huge step, I should imagine, in them days. Oh, well, it was to us. Anyone that can remember when it was announced that you and Phil had signed, it seemed like a huge step up. How did you feel making that move? Was you hesitant or anxious about it, or what was your emotions about it, Trevor? Was it a bit of a blur, or how did it all happen?
It all came to head once we played at Wembley in the Vase final. Because we were like underdogs in that game against Hoddleston, and Hoddleston were about 2 divisions higher than us in non-league football. Anyway, we lost the game, but it was a great experience, playing at Wembley for the first time as a non-league player.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, all you heard of really was the league teams playing, the pros playing, at Wembley, playing the amateur Vase final, and it was a very good experience. There must have been about 20,000 people there for the final, but the old Wembley looked like empty.
Yeah.
It looked empty, yeah. But it's still a great day for me and Phil, No,
I was just saying that led on to you getting signed up by Millwall.
Yeah, The thing with that, it was Ted Buxton. I think he used to come down and scout various non-league clubs and whatever, It was through him that we actually got to go to Millwall and had a trial there, But the trial was sort of like playing in the reserves. We did that for about 4 games at the Den. After that period of time, Gordon Jago said, "Yeah, we want to sign you, you 2 guys." It was a bit of a whirlwind. The funny thing about it is that when we went for this trial, over about 4 games, there was 4 of us who went there from Epsom and Newell. Me and Phil came through, and they signed us, but the other 2 went back to Epsom and Newell.
Right, what's your Trev? It's Stan here, mate. How are you? All right.
Hello, hey, how's you doing, Stan? All right?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, mate. I'm doing okay. You and Phil were taken by the fans, and also by your teammates as well. I'm thinking about people like Kitch, like when they first met you. It's because, I remember coming down there when it wasn't for your first game, but I was there, and from what I could hear, and every time you or Phil got the ball, everyone, it was always a great expectation. From my experience, you seem to have cracked it there in terms of the supporters. But what was your view of all that?
Yeah, it was a very good experience. Gordon Jago is very good, and but Kitch was the man. He was the man. He always has been the man, and he always will be the man, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, welcomed very well at the club. We didn't actually give Millwall fans enough time to not like us, did we really? Because we hit the ground running. The first game we played, Phil scored the goal that won us the game, and I laid it on for him. So we hit the ground running. So there wasn't much of a problem with that. We did what we did, and people just thought, well, who are these two guys? You know what I mean? They just come in the side and they've won us the game.
Trevor, it's Jeff here.
Hi, Jeff. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing really well. It's really good to speak to you again. And thanks for telling us about that Memorial Day, which we both attended. What was it? Only a week ago, wasn't it? Very interesting because after Phil came back from Portugal, he set up that coaching school with 4 and 5 year olds. And I think there were between 100 and 150 kids in the coaching school. Right. They've been doing it for 5 years. They're starting their 6th year. And do you remember at 2 o'clock, every kid had a black balloon and tied a message to the string, and they let them all go at once into the sky. It was a very moving moment organised by Tamara, wasn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
But that's enough about that Memorial Day. Trevor, I remember that first game. I remember that you laid that goal on for Phil, and then soon Phil got injured, and for a few weeks it was just you playing for the first team until Phil came back. Talk about a month or so, something like that.
That's right.
But I'd like to know, what are your most memorable moments that you and Phil shared at the Den, or you on your own? What do you remember most clearly?
Probably the goal I scored against Brighton. That every Millwall supporter I meet always reminds me about the goal against Brighton. I think it was a bank holiday Monday or something like that.
It was Saturday.
Was it? Yeah, and everybody I meet always refer back to that goal. They tell me where they were standing in the crowd, because there's a photograph of it. There's a photograph of it, and there's people telling me, I saw that goal. I was right behind the goal where you scored that goal, and I was the 15th person up from the from the terrace. It's the most memorable thing that I've heard from people, from Millwall supporters.
Trevor, that was the overhead kick, wasn't it?
Correct. Yeah. Correct.
Can you remember? There was a massive crowd there that day, wasn't there?
That's right.
And in fact, a bit of history, the kickoff was going to be delayed, and my dad, who was chairman at the time, decided that they should open the gates. So everyone that was still queuing up outside came in. Couldn't get away with that today, but there was a massive crowd. I mean, you've got to be talking upwards of 25,000. And very memorable day. What else? What about at the end of that season? We celebrated promotion, didn't we?
Correct. Yeah.
What's your memories of that?
The memories of that is mostly to do with Crystal Palace, because they missed out on promotion that year. We pipped them to 3rd place because the top 3 went up then, didn't they? And we picked them to 3rd place right at the end. Malcolm Allison was saying that we shouldn't have gone up, they should have gone up in our place, and all that sort of stuff. It was laughable, really, because we went something crazy. We went sort of like 17, 18 games without being beaten, right?
That's
17.
Right,
I think it's about 17 games or something.
Like 16 or 17, I think, Trevor.
16, 17, yeah, round about that, yeah. And we just went on a massive run, and we pipped them right at the end. Right at the end, we pipped them. But I remember that, and I remember talking to Vince Hilaire, who was at Crystal Palace then. And he was fuming that they didn't get promoted instead of us.
That was the sweetest promotion.
It was. Yeah, we sneaked up on them. We sneaked up on them.
We came from nowhere, didn't we?
Nowhere.
Came from nowhere in that thing.
Absolutely.
And didn't we? Am I right in saying? I thought it was Peter Taylor. Didn't we draw 0-0 over at Selhurst Park that year? And Peter Taylor, I'm sure it was, took the worst penalty I've ever seen anyone take. He put it sort of halfway up the stand, thankfully for our lot, and we finished up drawing 0-0. But I've got one question I wanted to ask you, because I'm after finding out the answer to this. Did we play, or did you score a goal against Wolves on New Year's Day one year?
Yes.
Do you know what?
I've been
looking for you for years, because I had the hangover from hell at that game, and when that header went in, it was the loudest roar I've ever heard at any Millwall game. It was like 100,000 people there, and I just everybody went up to celebrate your header, and I just sunk to my knees because of my head. But I thank you for that, Trev. Anyway, but it was I'm glad it was you.
Yeah, it was me. Yeah, we drew 1-1, didn't we?
We drew 1-1. That's right.
Well, drew 1-1. We drew 1-1. I think we were 1-0 down, and we came back.
We was, the New Year's Day. I'm not sure that wasn't the season we went up, and we actually it wasn't long after that we started doing our run. But
I'll tell you what it was. It was the season after we got promoted.
Yeah. Oh right, yes.
Because we were in the old third division. Yeah. We got promoted from there into the second, and then Wolves were in the second division then, and we played Wolves. Yeah.
But I'll never forget that day. Believe me.
I mean, the game I remember in the second division was when we played Chelsea and beat Brisley and that Ray Evans free kick, Trev. I mean, it was something else, wasn't it? Something
classic,
else.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
What about the expert run of who is it now?
Barry Salvage.
Yeah. Barry Salvage. Barry Salvage, the left winger. Yeah. Barry Salvage. Yeah. Tremendous.
Picks out a huge centre forward, Terry Brisley.
Yeah. 6'10" in his stockings. Yeah.
I think they had
Peter Benetti, didn't he?
Yeah. And weren't Ray Wilkins playing for him in that game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think. He was. I think. Yeah.
Ray Lewington was another one.
Yeah. Ron Harris.
That goal was on
did you manage to avoid him, Trev?
That match was on the big match. That was on the big match revisited the other day. That game.
Yeah.
It was great. It's great to see that again. But that was a memorable one, Trevor.
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah. The replay. I think we played them at Stamford Bridge, and I wasn't playing that day at Stamford Bridge, and we ended up Ray Goddard getting injured, had to be taken off, and Dave Donaldson went in goal.
Yes. And I think we drew.
Yeah, we drew. I think we drew 1-0. Yeah, that's right. But I was in the stand watching the game. You know what I mean? And what an experience!
Would you have gone in goal then, Trev?
Not really. No. It's not my place playing in goal. Nah, not me.
Brilliant stuff.
What I'm remembering is Trevor's famous laugh. Can you imagine what that dressing room was like after a victory? Because he's still got the same laugh as he had then.
Yeah.
And half the time you don't even know what he's laughing at. But
nor do I.
For anybody that remembers that promotion season, there were a lot of highlights, and Trevor, you played a big part in the club at that time, and I think we all remember it really, really well. You had a great time at Millwall, and you were. I think, to be fair, it wasn't easy for you and Phil when you first arrived. You were a bit of a novelty, put it that way, and I think I'm being kind. But very soon, you were an absolute hero for the fans. So that took a bit of doing. It shows you what a great character you are and were then. And you'll always be one of my big heroes as well as a mate.
Well, myself and Phil were oblivious to the to what was going on at the Den at that time. You know, I never heard stories about the Den and the reputation of Millwall Football Club. You know what I mean? never heard anything about it at all. We just thought this is a professional football team, and we want to be professional footballers. So when we signed, we were oblivious. And as I say, it got better because, as I say, the first game we played, we won the game and Phil scored the goal. So we never really gave the Millwall supporters a chance not to like us. You know what I mean? Because we hit the ground running.
You did.
Yeah. I mean, how can you not like two players who have just won you a game of football? You know what I mean? First game of the club.
Well, it's been great to speak with you, Trevor. It's been a pleasure to have you join us, and it was great to meet you at the Peterborough game last season with Stan.
Yeah.
Ryan King.
That's right. Yeah.
But before you go, though, I know you go to the Den. Can you give us a prediction for the game on Wednesday night, Millwall versus Queen's Park Rangers at the Den?
Oh, yeah. It seems, I think the way things are going, I mean, they've had a few injuries as well at Millwall, just recently as well, haven't they, Millwall?
There's a few out, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few out.
Yeah.
But they're still not settled yet, as a team.
Yeah.
They've got some good young players they brought in and whatever, but I think they're going to do quite well, if they get them fit. I predict sort of like I would say 2-0.
2-0
Millwall.
Right,
2-0 to Millwall.
We'll take that every day of the week, Trevor.
Yeah.
You know how to endear yourself to Millwall fans, Trevor.
He does.
He
Keep buying them drinks.
Yeah.
If your prediction's right, we'll get you a big crystal ball, mate.
Yeah. Crystal Palace. Never mind, we want one of them. Thank you, Trevor. We look forward to you returning in the not too distant future. Oh, and by the way, Phil Coleman said to remind you that it was an honour to clean your boots in the day. I hope he did a good job.
Yeah, he's always... Every time I see him, he says the same thing. He does. And the thing is about it, he let out a while ago. Now he said that he used to clean our boots and that. And he used to clean Phil Walker's boots as he goes. And he said he used to wear them as well to play games for the youth team.
I think it brought him a bit of luck.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what you want to do. You know what you want to do, Trev. Next time you know you're going to bump into him, bring a pair of boots with you.
Yeah.
Say to me, mate, get on with him.
That's right.
Anyway, Trevor, it's bye for now, and all the best to you and your family. As I say, we'll talk again. Bye, Trevor.
Okay, cheers. Cheers, Eamonn. Cheers.
Cheers, Trevor.
Cheers,
Phil.
Bye, mate.
See you later. See ya.
Yeah,
Yep.
bye.
Cheers, Jeff. Yep. Bye, lads.
Bye.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Trevor Lee, what could you say? And Phil Coleman telling Porky Pies about whose boots he cleaned.
It's old age. I reckon.
That's one.
It's old age, I reckon. Old Phil's losing the plot a bit, I reckon.
Oh, dear.
Wrong boots cleaning, and also he forgot to tell us that he was wearing them as well.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll have to tell him that one. Yeah. Anyhow, we'll take a break there and listen to Debbie Julians and Harvey Brown talking the Lions Food Hub.
Let's hear from Harvey Brown.
Have you heard of the Lions Food Hub? That Millwall Lioness, Kelly Webster, is involved. Don't forget to help the Lions Food Hub if you can. Thank you.
As Harvey said, they need your support. If you can help, and you can make a one-off or a regular monetary donation at Banquet, that is BANKUET. You will find them online. Insert www.banquet.co.uk/Lions Food Hub into your browser. I'll say that again. www.banquet.co.uk/Lions Food Hub. And the Lions Food Hub is all one word. On match days, you can make food and toiletry donations at the Lions Food Hub, which is opposite the 1885 bar at the Cold Blow Lane end of the ground. Alternatively, you can also contact the team via the Lions Food Hub Twitter or Facebook sites.
I'm Eamonn Barclay, and with me I have the No One Likes Us talking team of Ted Robinson, Stan Godwin and Jeff Burnige. Energy and food poverty, well, it's rising beyond our wildest dreams from 12 months ago. Whether it's likely to double or triple again down the line, we'll never know. But your kindness will be much appreciated and lessen the burden on the many families at risk. Let's hear from Ellis Barr, who looked excellent, kicking a football around, wielding a cricket bat, playing 10-pin bowling and sporting her new Millwall kit, courtesy of Millwall past and present sponsors team. Here's Ellis.
Ellis here. Thank you for watching my videos. Now to hear what the Millwall Lionesses and Romans have been up to, and to hear who is next up for Gary Rowett and the Lions. Come on, Millwall!
As we know, the passing of Her Majesty the Queen, Queen Elizabeth II, made alterations to what was going on in the world of sport and football. Those alterations saw our game against Sunderland cancelled, and it followed that Millwall Lionesses and Millwall Romans and Pride also did not play their games on the weekend past. For Millwall Romans, it was due to be their first league game of the season, and of course they were playing Millwall Pride. We'll wait for an update in our next show regarding what's going on with those two sides. But for now, Millwall Lionesses were at home to Enfield Town Ladies Sunday week back, and Jeff Burnige was there to roar them on and make this report.
Millwall Lionesses climbed to second place in the London and South East Regional Women's League with a solid 3-1 victory over Enfield Town Ladies. Enfield, unluckily relegated from the Women's National League in the summer, were captained by former Lioness Beth Powell at centre-back. The Lionesses set off at a high tempo and were soon close to scoring through youngsters Cadence Kabadaki and Hope Welsh on her debut. But it was Enfield who took the lead on 16 minutes with a header from a controversially given free kick. The back four for the Lionesses are building a good relationship and understanding, and centre-back and skipper Jade Keogh equalised soon after on 22 minutes for the direct free kick. The midfield trio of Grace Seeley, Sophie Chapman and Ella Bailey were dominating, and it was no surprise when Cadence Kabadaki, one of the 4 under-18s in the side, put the Lionesses ahead dead on half-time. The Lionesses always looked likely to add a third, particularly through Guyana international Otisha Charles, who was making her second debut for the Lionesses after playing at a high level for the last 5 years. From one of her trademark runs on 58 minutes, she was brought down in the box, claimed the penalty herself and fired it past goalkeeper Maisie Threadgold-Smith, who actually did get a hand to the ball. Manager Jack Wheeler then made use of all of his 5 substitutes, who all contributed to a really strong team performance.
Stan, what are your hopes for the Lionesses this season?
Well, clearly I'm hoping they do better than they did last season. I mean, that's a given, and and in general, because as a result of the Euros, women's football is now on the up and up. So, on the women's football front, in a general position, I think it's all moving in the right direction. But certainly for Millwall Lionesses, I think that I hope they can go another stage further this season and keep building on it. It's work in progress, but I mean, I listened to what Jeff said, and clearly that result was a good result. I suspect it was before the game, wasn't expected, but but they won the game, and good luck to them. So, onwards and upwards. That's my motto.
Ted, got any thoughts?
Well, my thought straight away on Jeff's report was the youngsters that are in this team.
Yeah.
It's always got to be the start of the season, especially when you're building a team, as Millwall seem to be with the youngsters that are coming into it, to do better than last season. But that's a big old statement there, beating Enfield, a side that's come down, and with the young side that we've got and the youngsters coming in, to win that game 3-1, it's a massive confidence booster for them, I should imagine. But it shows you the potential they've got. Let's hope they carry on showing that all the way through the season, and who knows, it may be a promotion season. Fingers crossed.
It could well be. Is there anything that you'd like to add to that, Jeff?
Obviously, that was my report on Maritime Radio on Monday morning. That's worth listening to. Manager Jack Wheeler, he thinks that this team won't reach its peak this season till nearly Christmas because we've got so many experienced players out injured, and everyone's thrilled with how well these youngsters are doing. They've been given a chance. We've got a great youth system at the Lionesses, and they're doing so well. It's really good to watch. People should take the opportunity to come and watch because it's a good atmosphere, good football, and Millwall usually win. So everyone will be welcome.
Okay, Jeff, who do we face next Sunday if it does, in fact, all go ahead?
Fingers crossed it will, because we all missed being able to play this last weekend, didn't we? Both the men and the girls. But the Lionesses are due to be playing at home at 3 p.m. against Sutton United. So that's at St Paul's Sports Ground in Salter Road, Rotherhithe. As I say, 3 p.m. Everybody welcome. The girls will be intending to put on a big show. So let's hope we get a few people there. Let's hope the game's on for a start. We really need that game. Let's
be hopeful. There you go. Go and watch Millwall usually win. How bad's that?
Don't do that very often.
Yeah, behave. Do you know someone, or do you think you have what it takes to join the Millwall Community Trust Post-16 programme and play against other pro clubs? Get in touch with @Millwall_MCT_Academy on Instagram about training and trials. Contact them on @Millwall_MCT_Academy on Instagram about training and trials. With cancellation of games in the UK, in the football world, including our Lionesses and Romans and Pride, who have also stood by the direction from the Premier League and the EFL, we now face Queen's Park Rangers at the Den on Wednesday night. Over the last 10 at the Den, we've won 3, drawn 6 and lost 1. Current odds have Millwall to win at 6-4, a draw at 43-20, and a QPR win at 2-1. Now it looks likely we will be, with Tyler Bury, who was added to the list of Millwall injuries. So, what do we reckon, guys? Can we make it 2 wins on the spin? Stan?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't see why not, to be honest. I mean, I've always taken the view that for the last 2 or 3 seasons anyway, QPR have always been a sort of Jekyll and Hyde team. They're good 1 minute and then they go completely off the boil the next minute. So, no, if we play against them like we did in the last home game, and I appreciate there's a time scale and all that sort of stuff, but if we play in that sort of style and that way that we did with that sort of commitment, then we're more than capable of beating them. No, I'm confident we can get the 3 points if the application's right.
Okay. Would you predict a score, Stan?
I think we could. I think we would do it by the odd goal, say like 2-1 or 1-0 or 3-2, something like that.
Okay, thanks for that. Ted?
A little bit of for me, I think this is going to be a little bit of an acid test because QPR in the past few seasons have sort of, I don't know why, but they feel like a bogey team to me. We don't ever seem to play great against them, but that's because they are a Jekyll side that Stan said, but the problem is when they're on form, they're a very good side. They got Elias Chair, who always causes us problems because he's a small, nippy player, but he's a very good player. Willock's back in the team. They seem to be on a bit of a role at the moment, I think. And also they brought in Sturridge from Forest.
Yeah.
Who I think they had. I think they've had Hugo in the past, and the Dykes has been up there for them, but they've lacked a bit of a presence in the centre forward sense. And the guy's a good player, so that's a good buy for them. But so as usual with the Championship, it's not going to be easy. But as Stan said, if we can put a performance in like we did last time at home against Cardiff, then I think we can cause them problems. If Bury's not about, that is a blow, because I think him coming on, if he doesn't start, he comes on for the last 20 minutes with the pace that he's got and the directness that he has, he worries sides. But it's going to be a bit of a battle, I think, and that's why I think Stan's prediction of the odd goal may well come through. But I'm hoping that young Fleming gets off the mark with a goal, maybe, because I think that'll do him good, as well as Voltsammer. I think, as new players, it's nice to get yourself up and running with a first goal being forwards. But in Fleming, I do believe we have a gem, and from what I've seen of him, I think he'll just get better and better. So, while I was confident, I'm also understanding that this is not an easy game with QPR. But I'll back Stan, and I'll be a bit more positive than Stan, in the sense I'll tell you what the score will be: 2-1 to Millwall.
Well, that sounds good to me. Jeff, what are your thoughts?
I'm very confident Millwall will do well in that game. I think the rest will have done us good. I think we're on an up. I do think that team is settling down with the new players, the ones coming from overseas particularly. So, I have a feeling that I'm pretty sure we will win. I think it'll be fairly comfortable. I'm looking for a Millwall 2-0 win.
Well, that all sounds positive, but as it stands, the game against Queen's Park Rangers is going ahead, and we all sound positive that it'll be a result for Millwall. We'll take a break there and hear what Fantastic Fanatics can do with a little bit of help from ourselves.
Hi, I'm Richard Gordon, and I'd like to invite you to become a Fantastic Fanatic. Fantastic Fanatics is a great way to raise funds for your sports club. Sign up today, find your club, and securely register your everyday debit and credit cards. Every time you spend with our retail partners, they pay a percentage back to your club. It costs you nothing, and you can win cash prizes along the way. Visit fantasticfanatics.com and help your club be the best it can be.
I'm Eamonn Barclay, and with me I have the No One Likes Us talking team of Ted Robinson, Stan Godwin and Jeff Burnige. With Christmas a mere 107 days away, why not spend through the Fantastic Fanatics site and give an autumn bonus to the Millwall Community Trust? It will help them deliver such activity as school holiday camps and walk-in football sports for the over 50s, and their latest offering, Millwall Street Soccer Academy for 18 to 30-year-olds. Our last guest this evening is becoming very well known in a whole range of Millwall circles. He hails from Teramo in Italy and commutes between there and London to see his beloved Millwall. It is the one and only, yes, you know who it is, Gianluca Sardi. Welcome.
Hi, thank you very much, Eamonn. Good evening to all of you, and thank you for inviting me. And first of all, I would like to express my deepest condolences to all my British friends and to all of you for the passing of Her Majesty the Queen today.
That's very kind of you, Gianluca.
Yeah, thanks, Gianluca.
Thank you, Gianluca.
Yeah. Before I let you off to the panel, you have a big event coming up, Gianluca, at the Millwall Community Trust's Lions Centre in Ballina Road on the 23rd of September. Would you like to tell us what's going to be happening?
Yeah, definitely, Eamonn. Yeah, thank you for mentioning it. It's a very nice event at the Lions Centre on Friday, the 23rd of September from 7:30 p.m. I will be giving a speech about the impact of Millwall Football Club and of the Millwall Community Trust on the constitutional rights of local communities. And I really hope that the event on the 23rd of September will constitute a great opportunity for everyone to reflect on the huge work, on the brilliant work done by Millwall Football Club and the Millwall Community Trust for local people, and even an opportunity to find new ways to help people living in Southwark and Lewisham. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, and of course we now add to that Sevenoaks, because that's where they're going to set up and have started working in the Sevenoaks area, but that's where they're going to set up another Millwall Community Trust building there. So that'll be good as well. But that'll be wonderful to look forward to, and I think there's a good few of us that will be joining you there on the evening. Ted.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Yeah, really wonderful.
Over to you, Ted.
Yeah, all that, Gianluca. Hi, Gianluca, it's Ted here. All right, mate?
Hi, Ted. How are you?
I'm fine, mate. I'm fine. Now, listen, I know you follow Millwall home and away, and you'll have had a good overview of our performances so far. So, what do you make of the start of our season, and how do you feel about the team as it stands?
Yeah, I really think that especially after this summer transfer window, there are a lot of reasons to be optimistic about the future of our wonderful football club, because even we have had a lot of trouble during the away games, but at the same time I think that if Gary Rowett, as soon as Gary Rowett will have enough time to work with the new players, especially during the training sessions, and then we will improve even in the away games very soon. And from then on, I think that we will be one of the top teams in the championship, and we can aim to reach a playoff position come the end of May.
I think in Fleming, Gianluca, we've got a real gem. What do you reckon about Fleming?
Yeah, he's a very good player, absolutely. And even if he's new to the English football, because it's his first season in England, but he always gives 100% on the pitch. He's a very skilled player, technical player, and creates a lot of opportunities even for his teammates. And I really think that as soon as he scores his first goal for Millwall, then no one will be able to stop him.
Stan?
Yeah, anyway, how are you, Gianluca? Okay, mate?
Hi, Stan. I'm very fine, thanks. How are you?
And how are the old mince pies going, mate?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah,
right.
Really.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to the event on the 23rd. So see you there. A new question for fans is: what's your most memorable Millwall game that sticks out in your mind since you've been following Millwall?
There are many, mates. There are many, but if I had to choose, maybe a very recent game this season against Coventry City at the Den, when we were 2-0 down after a few minutes in the first half, and then we were able to put in an excellent performance to react. And in the second half, we completed a terrific comeback thanks to a marvelous goal from George Saville. And I think that after so many years, we were able to win a game 3-2 at the Den after having been 2-0 down. So, yeah, maybe that one is the best ever game I have attended since following Millwall, for me.
Yeah, right. Okay, mate. Okay.
Gianluca, it's Jeff here.
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
I'm very well. How do you fit time in for work in Italy when you see so many Millwall games? It never ceases to amaze me. But I must say, it was a privilege to share your matchday sponsorship event with you for the last home game. along with our good friend Brian King. Thank you for that. I do have a straightforward question for you. What was it that attracted you to Millwall in the first place?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question, Jeff. It was a real pleasure to see you when I was the match sponsor against Reading at the Den. And what attracted me to Millwall for the first time, it was the summer of 2008. Is a very curious episode because after attending an English summer course in London in that summer, I decided to have a walk in Bermondsey, and I got lost. And there were no Google Maps on that time on telephones, no internet connections on mobile phones. So after walking for a couple of miles, I bumped into Hilderton Road, and then I saw the Den, and it was an instant feeling of love with the area, with the place. I really don't know how to describe it, neither after so many years. And then the following summer, I attended my first game. It was a cup game against Bournemouth, League Cup game, and we won 4-0. And from then on, a real love was born.
Hey, a real Lion fan was born. Thanks for joining us, Gianluca. We look forward to hearing from you again at the Lions Centre, and a recording of that event will go out as a special from our Spreaker site. All the best to you and your family. Bye for now, Gianluca.
Arrivederci. Arrivederci, Gianluca.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to all of you. Looking forward to seeing all of you soon. Bye-bye.
See you soon, Gianluca. Cheers.
Bye.
Till the next time. Bye.
Bye.
And huge hugs too.
Who was that Italian who came in to say goodbye?
That's the only word of Italian I can remember.
It could be that man that'll tell you how to pronounce Vogie later on. Anyhow, we'll take a break there and listen to Bethany Warren talking about how to support the Millwall Community Trust.
The work of the Millwall Community Trust makes a big difference for people in Lewisham, Southwark and North Kent. Times are getting tougher, and to help them make a difference, you can help too, by making a donation. Give a one-off donation or a monthly amount. Your support is crucial in raising vital funds for their work, or by fundraising for them. If you are running, swimming, cycling, cooking, dancing, parachuting or anything else, why not do it for the Millwall Community Trust? Interested? Then either email inquiries@millwallcommunity.org.uk or phone 0207 740 0503. I'll say that again. Email inquiries@millwallcommunity.org.uk or phone 0207 740 0503. Thanks if you can.
I'm Eamonn Barclay, and with me I have the No One Likes Us talking team of Ted Robinson, Stan Godwin and Jeff Burnige. The work our trust does is second to none. And if you can make a donation, it will go a long way to help others in our community. Well, here is looking forward to the games ahead, but in the meantime, here are a few matters of interest for Millwall fans.
First off, what about sponsoring a player, enjoying a great executive lounge VIP package with family and or friends, or just getting behind the club in a number of different ways, and that includes business propositions from advertising to sponsorship? Just contact the helpful team of Andrew Steed, Edgar or Lucy in the commercial department to find out more. And it's good night from me.
Yeah, Eamonn is back again for the show on the Friday at 8 p.m. to host, and that will be Phil Coleman, Gary and Bethany. There will be a review of our game and a preview of what is coming up with a couple of guests too. Don't miss it. Also, the next Millwall History and Heritage Tour takes place on September the 24th, starting at 11 a.m, and the tickets are currently on sale at eventbrite.co.uk, all small case. Just search for Millwall History and Heritage on the site. Good night from me.
Remember Charlie Wynn? We had him on the show a couple of times. He had a promising boxing career ahead of him, but incurred a serious injury in the ring. Martin Cooper is promoting a Charlie Wynn benefit evening on Saturday the 17th of September at the Eltham Hill Social Club. Tickets are now all sold out. There are some great prizes for the evening, but if anyone can donate further prizes for the auction or raffle, that will also be a fantastic help. You can contact him via our Twitter and Facebook site, Millwall No One Likes Us Talking. With that, good night from me.
Now, don't forget, you'll be able to listen to the No One Likes Us Talking team bring reports from our games both home and away for both the Lions and Lionesses, and also updates on Millwall Community Trust matters too on Maritime Radio, broadcasting on 96.5 FM. Additionally, links to us are on our Instagram, Facebook and Twitter social media sites and all popular podcast sites. That's it from me. Thanks Ted, Stan and Jeff. Finally, let's not forget to keep it safe on the streets out there. Good night.